Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a gluten-free salseo or chicken foot recipe. Now being that Phagwah is coming up, I wanted to share a little fried snack because during that holiday, a lot of people make lots of little fried savory snacks and lots of desserts. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing this gluten-free recipe. Now I already did a regular version of this on my channel using the all-purpose flour. If you want to see how to make that, I'll have it linked in the description box down below. But if you are gluten-free or just want to make something that is gluten-free, then go ahead and follow along using this recipe today. To make this gluten-free salseo, the ingredients are very simple. I'm starting off in a bowl with some gluten-free all-purpose flour. Now the brand that I'm using today is the Pillsbury brand, but you can use any brand of your choice. And into that, I'm going to go in with some split peas powder, also known as dal flour. Now, on top of that, I'm also going to go on with my salt. Now, this is salt to taste. All of my ingredients and measurements will be in the description box below, but as far as all of the seasonings, you can go ahead and play around with them so you get your desired taste. And once we go in with that salt, we're going to go straight in with some turmeric, also known as dye, and you want to go in with enough of this to give it a really nice yellow color. Again, some people like their salseo very yellow and some people don't like it very yellow. Once you've added in all of your dried ingredients into your bowl, you're going to give it a quick mix just so that everything is well combined. And then from there, we're going to start adding in our fresh seasonings. So the traditional seasonings for this recipe are just some crushed garlic and crushed hot pepper or wiri peppers, but I'm also going to go in with some crushed culantro, also known as bandaniya. Now, if you don't have that, you can omit it, or you can also use cilantro. I just really like that little bit of a green color that it gives and that freshness and that taste that it gives. So I'm going to add those two ingredients in and I'm going to give it a slight mix until everything is combined. And once you've started to mix in your garlic, hot pepper, and your culantro if you're using it, you're going to start to stream in some very hot water a little bit at a time. Now this is just hot water that I got from my tap. I made sure it was on the hottest setting and I'm using that. That's why you see I'm using a spoon because it is a little hot for me to handle at this point. But I'm going to keep on mixing the water in until I see that the dough can hold together. And once I see that it holds together and I can handle it, I'll go in with my hands and start to work it as you're seeing here. Basically what you're looking for is a smooth dough. You definitely don't want it too soft and too sticky or else it'll be hard to work with. So make sure it is a little harder than a sada roti dough, something that is semi-soft, not super soft, but not super sticky. Once you get your dough properly combined, you're going to go ahead and divide them off into equal sized balls. The reason why I do this is because I'm going to roll out each sheet and I like to do it in batches. So all I do is take one of the balls, sprinkle it with some dried flour. So I'm using the gluten-free flour that I was using today to keep it all gluten-free. And I'm going to roll it out till I get about 1/4 of an inch thickness. You can make this thicker or you can make it thinner, but just know that the thicker that you roll it, the longer time it's going to take to fry and the longer time it's going to take to get very, very crispy. Now this is a little trick that I like to do whenever I'm making my salseo. I like to take that dough that I rolled out and go ahead and put it on my hot tawa. This is on about a medium heat and I'm just going to cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side just to dry out the dough a little bit. What this does is it helps to get you more uniform shapes and it also helps you cut it out much easier. And especially being that this is gluten-free, it is a little harder to work with. So once you do this, you will have the perfect shapes. And after I cook my piece of rolled out dough for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side on my tawa, I'm going to go ahead and cut it up into my desired shapes. Now for me, I like some long sticks. If you wanted to cut them a little shorter, you can. If you wanted to make them longer, you could do that as well. And I highly recommend if you're in the kitchen alone that you go ahead and you cook all of your pieces of dough on the tawa and then you cut them all out. So this way when you go to fry, all you have to do is fry it in separate batches. You don't have to go back and cook it on the tawa, then cut and then fry all over again. I finished cutting out all of my pieces of salseo. So what I'm going to do is add them into my pan into some oil that I've had preheating on a medium to medium high heat. Basically, you're going to allow these to fry for about 4 to 5 minutes until they get a nice golden brown color all over and they are super, super crispy. A couple of tips for you guys. You want to make sure that you're not frying this on too much of a high heat because if it's too high, they're going to get very crispy and on the outside and get too dark. And then the inside will still be a little bit soft. They won't be super, super crunchy. And also you want to make sure to keep flipping them around in the pan with your slotted spoon, just so this way everything gets an even golden brown coating. And after about 4 to 5 minutes, once these are done frying, you're going to go ahead and transfer them into a bowl. Now some people say that you shouldn't put this in a bowl lined with paper towel because it makes them soggy. I've never had that problem, but if you think you will have that problem, then just go ahead and lay them on a wire rack or something to drain off that excess oil. And that is it, guys. I pulled my last batch of salseo out of the oil, and as you guys can see, I was left with these beautiful crispy looking sticks. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. I hope you give it a try, and if you do, make sure you leave some comments down below and let me know what you thought. And of course, make sure you're subscribing to my channel if you're not subscribed yet, to come over and join the Matthew's Guyanese cooking family and give this video a nice big thumbs up. I'll see you guys again very soon in one of my next videos. Bye everyone.